Well, good morning. Welcome back to Central Ontario. Let's go blow some snow. So she's about -21 today. Got about 8 to 10, maybe 12 inches of snow in some places. So not a huge snow, but more than enough to fire up the old Kubota. Looking forward to it. It's the first snowplow of the year, so I'm pretty excited despite the cold. You always know when you wake up in the morning and the sky's clear blue and the sun's high, that it's going to be cold. I always like to throw a tarp over this in the wintertime. It just helps to keep the ice and the snow off it, so it's a little easier to fire it up in the morning. A couple of things I learned last year, in case there's some new subscribers or folks that just got their first snowblower or maybe their first tractor and this is your first season. A few things I learned last year. I've got a dirt and gravel driveway, as many of you know. So even though I have a rear blade, I don't use the rear blade yet. And the reason why is because even though it's starting to get cold, the ground seems like it's cold and hard, but underneath the ground, it's still warm. So what's happening at this time of the year, at least up here, is as the ground's slowly starting to freeze, it's pushing rocks up. And at the same time, even though it seems like it's hard, even if you try to pull in that upper control arm as much as you can to tilt the blade in, it's still going to try to dig up rock, and it will, because the rock's not actually hard yet, or the gravel's not hard. So I try to stay away from the rear blade for at least another maybe 3-4 weeks until I know it's nice and hard down below, and that way I know I'm safe. Plus I've got a base from using the snowblower. A couple other things with the snowblower, because of the driveway, I like to make sure that I start the season off with my skid shoes as high as possible, because I don't want it to get too down because I need to build a base of snow. If you have a driveway like mine and it's crowned in the middle, don't take the snowblower up the middle until you get a base after a few weeks of blowing, because your skid shoes will actually be sitting lower than the bottom blade of your snowblower, and all your blade's going to do is the snowblower is just going to shave that crown off, and you're going to end up with all the rock in your snowblower. And that brings me to my next point. Make sure you bring a couple of extra shear pins, because especially this time of year, while the ground is freezing and it's heaving up rocks, you might find partway down the driveway you might need one. So I carry a couple extra shear pins, my tools to put them on, little punch to get it through the hole, and that way I don't have to try to get back here, try to fix it up here and then go back down the driveway and continue. I can just stop, takes about 10 minutes, put the new shear pin in, tighten her up, and keep going. Okay, I think we're ready for action. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, I've had the block heater in for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours now, so she should be ready to go. Oh, what a beautiful day, eh? I tell you, every year I look forward to that first big snow, and a beautiful sunny day like today, the forest just comes alive. It's so pretty up here. Anyways, I've got a lot more to do down the driveway, as you know. I'm going to put some gas in there, finish warming up, and then I'm going to head out and play for a few hours. Thanks so much for sticking around for the very first run of the year, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.